being a financial advisor that specializes in retirement planning, one of the more common questions I get from clients when they come into our office or via Zoom or we're talking about this topic is, if I'm 60 years old, how much should I have saved for retirement? Or if I'm younger, how much should I have saved by the time I'm 60? Watch this video as we discuss a study on that question. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Financial Beat YouTube channel. If this is your first time stopping by, I'm Logan Sadler. I'm a financial advisor and I specialize in helping people get to and through retirement. So a lot of our clients are typically in that retirement age. And so we love this channel because it's just a great time for us to spread some education, spread some awareness about financial planning. And in this video, I think we have a really good one to talk to you about. But if you haven't yet, go ahead and click subscribe. And we appreciate the support following along here. So in today's video, like I was talking about in the opener there, one of the more interesting questions I always get from people when they come in, whether they're a client or thinking about becoming a client, is, okay, listen, I'm 40 years old, or I'm 50 years old, or I'm 60 years old. How much do I need to have saved for retirement by the time I'm, let's say, in my early 60s, right? So obviously there's no right answer for that question, right? First off, so many clients are so different. We all have different goals, different dreams, and different hopes as far as what we envision our retirement. So that's super important to understand that everybody watching this video is different and is unique in their own way. But it is great to kind of get an idea of kind of where should I be potentially, or where might I need to be just on an average scale or so to speak, right? A rule of thumb type of situation. So one of these articles I read actually from Thrivent, it was actually, Thrivent's a big company. And again, this is not advice or anything like that, just kind of some general information. You've heard a lot of people say that you might need to have, $1 million saved for retirement, or $500,000 saved for retirement, or whatever the amount is, right? This is a really cool way because they kind of break it down based off of income. And I do tend to agree with this type of philosophy most of the time when looking at retirement planning. Now, let's say, you make $75,000 per year while you're working. One of the recommendations from this article is talking about and kind of doing some studies on is, if you make $75,000 per year while you're working, they're saying that you should have around 8 times your annual income saved for retirement by the time you're in your early 60s, right? So what that translates to is you should have, right around $500,000 to $600,000 saved for retirement savings, right? In IRAs or 401ks or wherever the money's at. And I thought that was a really interesting way to kind of look at, theoretically what they're kind of going with, I would assume here, is that, okay, if I have $600,000 put away, I need about $75,000 per year in retirement income, give or take. So I have things like Social Security, my wife's Social Security, and my assets now to try to produce that income that we're going to need in retirement. So it's a very good rule of thumb, I would say. And again, everybody is so different as far as where you're going to lie. I'll be honest, I have clients that might need a lot more than that, right? Because they need a higher income in retirement. Some people are worried about taxes and things like that as far as how those pertain to retirement. But just a general rule of thumb here, I thought it was a great article to go into depth as far as how much should we be ballparking or should we be saving for retirement. One thing I always talk about is these videos are meant to, provide motivation. And if you're below this level, let's say maybe you're 62 and you're saying, well, man, I only have 100,000 saved for retirement or 400,000 saved for retirement. It doesn't mean you're necessarily behind the 8 ball. This is just good information to give either some motivation to get ahead and maybe try to catch up to that. Or some of you that are sitting there that are in your 60s that have a few $1 million put away or multi-millions of dollars put away, you could at least look and say, okay, you know what, I'm maybe a little bit higher and ahead, farther ahead than I might have thought, right? So it gives you some good kind of general concepts there. One thing, again, when you're looking at your retirement plan, we've done tons of videos about this here on the channel. One thing that's super important is you want to make sure you're really unpacking how you're envisioning retirement. I have some clients where if they made $75,000 a year in their working life, they might not need near that in retirement, right? They might have had their house paid off, might have no debt now. They might be looking to downsize their lifestyle in retirement, maybe selling houses or whatever the case is. So it's super important to, again, get something specific to your situation. But I thought that was something I should bring here to the channel, give you some good kind of rule of thumbs and some insight there from some of the big professionals out there in the industry as far as how that might relate to you. So again, we appreciate you stopping by, watching the video. Hopefully you found it informational, and we'll see you back here on the next one.